Hello students, today we will see the sixth term work for Android, which is illustrate the use of audio functions in Android. So we are going to try to play an audio file, an audio clip in the Android application. So let's begin by creating a new project in the Android application. So we go to the Android Studio, click on start a new project. Select empty activity. So we'll give the name as lab 6. Click finish. So now let us start with the designing. Now first thing we will do is we will change the layout. We'll write relative layout. So now relative layout can be used or like this is the relative layout is the parent layout, and whatever widgets we are going to place here inside are going to be the child layouts. So when we make use of relative layout, we are able to place the widgets in relation with the other widgets. Like if I have two text boxes, I can place the first text box in relation, that is in relation with the second would be in relation with the right of the second, or upwards above the second or below the second. So we will see how we can make use of relative layout here. So first we will try to create 3 buttons for play, pause and stop. To play the audio file, stop the audio file and pause the audio file. So let us go to the interface here. We'll drag and drop 3 buttons. So you can see the moment I drag the button is going to the top left corner. Now the first thing is to give here the Android orientation in the relative layout as vertical, and we will add another property, Android layout center in parent is equal to true. So we want the layout to align the elements, to align the widgets in the center of this screen. Next, we shall change the ID of our first button. We will change the ID to play button. We'll keep the ID as play btn. Next, we will add another property here, that is Android center in parent again. So we want this widget also to be placed in center. So after this, let us add a property called as Android on click. So when this button is clicked, we want a function to occur, that is we want the music to play. So we can give the method name here as play music. So you can see here we are getting a red line. So you can click on the bulb, you will get create play music view in main activity. So this method is created in your main activity. So similarly we shall create 2 more buttons, and with the buttons we shall create 2 more methods, that is to stop the music and to pause the music. Let us go back to the designing. Now let us change the text of the button to play. So for this, we can go to resources, we'll go to values, and we shall go to strings. We'll give the string name as play, and the string to be displayed on the button is play. So we shall end this string. So similarly, we will create two more strings for pause and stop. Last string for stopping the music. Now let us go back to the designing. So here we'll say at the string that we want to display is in the resource folder in the strings.xml, and it is string/play. Now let us try to add some color to the button. So we shall go again to the resource folder. In the resource folder, we have a values folder. Inside that, we'll go to colors.xml. So here we will add three colors for the three buttons. So first let us try to create one color. So now we have to write in the similar way. We write color name is equal to, we want the color, we are relating it to our play button. So we will just write here play again. Now we have to mention the color code. So for this, we can look up on the Google, we can search for Android material design color. So you will get the hash code here for the buttons. So let us choose one color for the play button. We'll take this code, copy the hash code, go back to Android Studio and paste it here. Now go back to the designing. We'll add a property here, Android background. So you can see here it is prompting at color/play. So observe here in the designing, the button background color is changed to blue. So in the same way, we will create two more buttons. Let us change the ID of the second button to pause BDN. We shall add the layout in parent, layout center in parent property to be true. We will add the method on click, and we will write here pause music. Let us create this activity. Create pause in main activity. So the method is created. Go back to the designing. Now we will add the text. We'll change this to pause. So since we have already created in the strings file, we have to just select add string pause. Now you can observe here this button is overlapping on the play button, the previous button. So for this, we will add the property we'll say Android layout margin bottom. Let us specify this to say 20 density in pixels. Next, so we'll add the property now Android layout below. So since this is relative layout, we can arrange our widgets in relation to another. So I want the pause button to be below the play button. So I will say Android layout below, which should be below my play button. So you can see here, it is below the play button. Now let us try to add color. Let us go back to the colors.xml. We have to add two more colors. One is for pause and another is for play. Oh, sorry, another is for stop. So let us go to the color palette and choose another color for our pause button. And another color for stop button. Paste the hash code in colors.xml. Now let us change the background at color pause. So in the same way, let us create the third button. Now let us try to change the properties of this button with the help of the interface. So you can click here on attributes. So first let us change the ID of the button. So we shall change the ID of the button as stop btn. Next, we have to change the text of the button. We have to change the text to, let us try to fetch it. We have add string stop. Next, we will need to add the layout property. So let us search here layout below. So we want it to be below our pause button. The stop button has to be below the pause button. So we select here. Next, we will try to add again layout center in parent. So this is layout center in parent. We will change it to true. Select the appropriate. So layout center in parent is true, which is reflecting here. Now let us add the color property. That is background. So in colors, we have declared 3. So this is the stop for the stop button, and we'll select this and we'll say OK. So now we have added the color as well. Let us once check the design. So this is how it is looking. So we have to add the padding for the first button. Otherwise, we can see here that both the buttons are little overlapping on each other. So you can either go for designing of this interface with the help of these attributes, or you can manually type it. Now let us try to add layout margin here. So the margin has to be below because these two buttons are sticking to each other. So it is below the first button. So we have to add margin bottom. We will add 20 dp and check. Yes, now they are equally spaced. So now let us try to add an image also here. For that, we will have to copy the image and paste it in our drawable folder. So let us copy the image. I have downloaded an image and named it as music. So for the best effects on your application, you try to have a PNG image. Even JPG will do, but the best recommended is PNG. So we have copied. We will go to the drawable folder, right click and say paste. Select OK. So it will ask you if you want to change the name of that image. So I don't want to change, we'll just say OK. So you can see here the image is pasted. Now I want to have this image on the top portion in my application. So I will drag and drop an image view. So now I have to select the image here. So my image is visible. So I will select and say OK. So now you can see the image is moved again. We have to again align it. Let us change the properties for this image. So I want that image to be displayed above my play button. So we will add the property here, Android layout above. It should be above my play button. So I will specify at id/above play button. Also I want it to be aligned in center. So I will again say Android layout center in parent to be true. Then let us specify a padding for this as well. Say Android margin bottom to be 20. Let's see what is this. Check and write add. So there is some problem here. We are not able to fetch the image. Let us just go to build and say clean project. So this will take some time. Okay. So now you can see here the image is properly displayed. Now the main thing is, let us try to run the program and see still if you are getting this error. Now one more thing is, we have created the interface here. We still haven't pasted any audio file. So for that, we have to click on this folder, resource folder, right click on this, go to new, click on, we need to create an Android resource directory. So here we change the resource type to raw. So this raw is a kind of a folder which will help you to store any audio or video files. So this folder is specifically meant to store your your audio and video files. You will be able to fetch and play if you try to store it in your raw folder. So select raw and click OK. Now I have a music MP3 file on my desktop. So this is the file. I will copy this and paste it here in my raw folder. So here is the music.mp3. Now let us go to the coding part. Let us go to main activity.java. Okay, we haven't created a function for stop music. We'll go back here. So here for the stop button, we need to create, let us select this. So here we can see we are in the stop button. So let us check for onClick method here. Let us try to do it with the help of this interface. So here you can write the method name. So the method name is going to be stop music. So again, you will have to create this in the main activity. Now let us try to write the code. So first we have to declare the variables, we have to declare the widgets there and create variables for them. So we have 3 buttons. So we'll make use of button and we have to specify the variable names for that. So we will say play, comma, pause and stop. So we have to import this. You click Alt, Enter. We will have another widget called as media player. So what is this media player? So this is a class. This media player is a class which is going to allow us to integrate our audio, video files and images. So we are able to play our audio and video file which are stored in the application. So where are they stored? They are stored in the raw folder. So with the help of this media player class, we will be able to access that file and we will be able to play it. Now after this, let us try to link the buttons. So we will make use of the first variable name, that is play button. So play is equal to find view by ID. So where is the button? It is in our XML file. So we will write r.id. What is the ID of the play button? It is PLAYBTN. So now whenever this button is going to be clicked or this button is going to be used, so it is going to be referenced with the help of this variable play. So similarly, we will do it for pause and stop. We have also to make use of the media player class. So we will write media player is equal to media player dot create. Now in this particular function, on this create function, we are going to pass the music, that is this music.mp3. And where should this music be played? On which particular context or on which particular activity do we want to play this file? So we want to play it on our main activity. So we'll write main activity dot this which is referring to the current activity, comma. Now where is the file stored? The second parameter, the first parameter is the activity name. On which activity? The second parameter is going to be the file name. So where is the file stored? The file is stored in the resource folder here. The file is stored in resource folder, inside the resource folder, in the raw folder. So we will write R. R indicates the resource folder, R dot raw dot music. Next, whenever we click on this play button, on click, this method is going to execute, play music. So now, on this play music, we want the music to be played, so we just have to call the method. We'll make use of media player, the variable with which we are able to reference and access this file. So media player dot start. Next, we will write media player dot pause. So this will help us to pause the music. And last, we have media player dot stop. Now, after the stop, once we click on start, the music is playing. If I click pause, the music is going to be stopped midway. It is going to be paused. But if I click on stop, the music is going to entirely shut down. And next time when I click on start, it should again start from the beginning. So for that, we have to again write this code. So just copy paste this and paste it here. Now let us try to run and check if it is working fine. So for this time, let us create a new AVD device. Let us create a new emulator. So you can go to this AVD manager. So click on create virtual device. Next, you choose any one device here. The screen size is mentioned. Let me go for Pixel 5 with the screen size 5. So I'll click on next. Then here you have to choose which API level you want. So if you are going for the versions which are not installed, it will show you here as download. So in my system, the versions N, that is Nougat, Q and R are installed. So if I need to work it on any of these, again I'll have to click here download. So I'll go for the one which is already installed and I'll say next. Let us give a name here. So this is lab 6. You can select how you want the device to be initially started, whether in landscape mode or in portrait mode. So it is already in a portrait mode here. Then click finish. So this will take some while for the device to start. So here you can see here a new device is there. Let us run this device this time. Say run. So you can see here the device is trying to load. Now let us try to run the program. Let me close this. Let me change my device selection to lab 6. And now I click the run app button. So you can see here the emulator is opening up. So it will take some time for the first time for this emulator to load all the contents. Now let us click on play button. We will click on pause. Now if we click back again on play, it should resume from where it had stopped. And now if we click stop, it should, now if I click on play, it should again restart. So this is the sixth lab term work.